So the first thing we want to talk about is volume, right? And the basic definition is, we of course understand your vocal range from loudest to softest. So all of you, I believe, has performed at some point or the other. How important on a scale of 1 to 10 would you all say is volume? If you had to give it a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you think volume is?
10.
10, okay. Any other people with numbers?
8.5.
8.5. What do you think, Jan? Jan, still with us?
Yes, 10. I
10.
agree with
Tanya.
Nathaniel.
Isaiah?
7.
7. Mia? Quick.
10.
10. Yeah. And the correct answer to that question is really 10. 10. It is of extreme importance where your volume is concerned.
So most times when you watch a movie, the audio that you're hearing in the movie wasn't the audio that they recorded when they record the movie. They add that audio in afterwards. And that audio that they add in afterwards is called Foley. Foley is the reproduction of everyday sound effects, which is added to the movie in the post-production stage, right? A sound designer, that's the person who does manipulate all them songs, they will be watching the movie on a screen, like the image you see on the side there, and they will attempt to replicate the song as the action happens. So if somebody walking, you see the man have boots in his hands, he just hit the boots on that wooden floor to create the sound of footsteps as the person walking on the screen. So for instance, if you want to show rain falling, right? Well, you want to get a sound of rain really falling hard. The effect, and that's why they call it sound effects, the effect of rain falling is to take 2 slices of bacon and put it in a frying pan. And when that bacon started to fry up and thing, the same kind of song that the bacon is make frying is the same kind of song, the song when rain falling. So bacon frying and rain falling, the song the same way, all right? And that is the magic of movies.
Drone photography is the implementation of basic photography knowledge, right? The ISO, the shutter speed, the aperture, like it goes nowhere. Once you're using a camera, you have to become familiar with those 3 main concepts, right? Basic photography knowledge while piloting a UAV to capture unseen or unusual images. Drone photography can encompass all forms of photography. But how do drones fly? Newton's third law. Now, this is a bit of physics here, but I'm going to try to break it down as simply as possible, right? So Newton's third law of motion says every action has an opposite or equal reaction. But what does that have to do with drones? The motors power the propellers, right? When the propellers spin, they generate a downward force. So we have a drone here, right? And we have all the fancy propellers and it's spinning and it's spinning and it's spinning, right? It must spin fast enough, generate enough breeze or enough force, enough downward force to raise the aircraft, right? It must provide more force than the actual weight of the aircraft. It must be able to move the aircraft, if you understand. Any questions on that so far?